Hi there, welcome back to Formative. This is going to walk you through how to monitor student responses and also provide feedback. Here you can see on the responses are green, that means I am currently accepting responses. Over here you can see I've got 3 different students. The green indicates that they are currently online. The gray means they have stepped away from the formative. From here you can hover and see when they've opened the assignment. Once they submit, you will also receive a submission. I can see that student A is currently working on number 1, and yes, they have received some partial credit. Here is how you can do different organizing. So I can group by questions or I can group by sections. Here you can see it's currently selected by active. So student C is the most current active student, but yes, you can also sort last names A through C. My favorite thing about the settings option is that you can view by percent, and yes, you can hide student names. This is a great option if you plan on displaying this dashboard while students are working so that you can see immediately which questions you need to intervene and support with while also keeping students' names invisible. Other things that you can do from here, you can select question 1. So here I can see which ones they got correct and which ones were incorrect. I'm still waiting on B and C to answer. I want to show you what it looks like when students are answering. Let's say I'm student A and I'm worried about my answer, and my teacher has allowed me to check my answer as I go through. Now notice it does not tell me which ones are incorrect, but it tells me I've earned 6.36 out of 10 points. So I'm partially there. I just need to check some of my answers. If I'm still uncertain, I can use this chat box and say, can you help me? So students can send messages to the teacher, and they can also attach any enriched content. So I'm going to hit the send button. When I come back to the teacher dashboard, you'll now see that I have a red unopened message. So I can open this message from the student and I can see that they've sent something for me. Here, you can also adjust the partial credit, so I can give the student more credit, and then I can also type and send more feedback this way. Teachers also have the option with a little more enrichment. My favorite thing about this feedback is you can either send it now, or by tapping the drop down, you can delay the feedback so that when the assignment is closed, then all the feedback is released to the students. You'll also pin common responses if you find yourself using them more often. This arrow helps you toggle between the students so you can go through their work. Here, you'll see I've sent a message to that particular student. And then here's my bubble. This tells me I have an unread message from my teacher. So that's what this can look like. You can select a couple. You have strike through, which is a really great testing strategy on multiple choice questions. From here, I can see question 5 is going to be a drag and drop. This also indicates that I have a hint. So maybe I don't remember this topic, but I need a little hint to help me get started. So here I can see my teacher has provided an image, and I can zoom in on this image. Oh, that's right. Now I remember. So that is how all of these particular questions are going to work. Anything in blue I am currently working on. I have not completely finished. Again, I've got more hints. So I can see the first hint, and then I can click it again to see the second hint. Oh, and my teacher has even said I can learn more about Rosa Parks here, so I can even provide links within that feedback. And then just make sure that you hit submit whenever you're ready. This one does indicate before they submit that they have to answer all required questions, so that is a really nice feature built into Formative. Here you can see once I have turned in my formative, I'm allowed to go back and view my responses. I can see I have some ungraded responses that my teacher needs to go through, and then my overall current percent score. From here, I can see that they got which one's correct and incorrect. Oh, maybe my answer key was different. So I'm going to go ahead and mark this as a correct solution. And then I also want you to see that they did request one hint. So you can actually see when they've been using the hints on each of these. Let's say that everyone in the class is really struggling here with question 6. Let's say I want to give 2 students the exact same feedback. So what I can do is select student A, and I can select student C. From here, I can mark them both correct, I can mark them both incorrect, unanswered, and I can also deselect. What I love here is I can see that 2 students are selected. Maybe I want to give both of them half credit, and then I can send feedback to both of them. And again, that feedback can be enriched or sent now. And then I can see that I've received feedback. I can click on it and it takes me right to this question. Let's say that I have made a mistake and the student finds that, and I need to fix this live while my students are working. All I need to do is hit the edit section of my formative, and I can come down and I can start to edit any of these questions. Let's say on question 8, I forgot to add another option. So let's say I made a mistake and I wanted to add a third option into this dropdown. I can jump to this exact same question and you'll see it's already been automatically updated. Let's say you would like to add a question. You can always add questions on the fly. So let's say I meant to add a quick short answer. So again, here's a student. You can see this question has just popped up. I am going to show you what it looks like if a student tries to copy and paste. So I'm going to take this whole sentence right here, and I'm going to copy, and I'm going to paste this as if I were a student. I'm done with this question. They don't need to hit submit, but I'm going to keep going and work through my formative. Now I want you to see what happens on the teacher side of things. So here's a response. Here I can see the unopened message, but even more, you can also see this warning sign that this response included copy and pasted parts. If you tap on details, it will show you everything that was pasted. So you'll see that entire message was copied and pasted for this student.